Okay, so we're going to go over one last position within the closed guard where you're still in the closed guard, but you have a significant advantage over your opponent. We're going to call it the pinch headlock. Okay. So from here, just a first look at what it is. I'm going to have my partner in closed guard. Basically, all we mean is I'm going to have one underhook, and I'm going to be wrapping my partner's neck and joining my hands together. So on the underhook hand, I'm going to be clasping my wrist like this. Okay? So from here, we're just going to look at first a couple entries, and then we'll go to our main options from the pinch headlock. Number one, a super simple one, a mistake that's generally going to only happen at white belt, but sometimes it happens later. It's important to note if my partner just wraps my head from here in the closed guard, okay? Like a wrestler who's not trying to pass your guard, just trying to pin you flat, okay? Of course, right here, it's a give me. I can just go immediately onto my pinch headlock series, okay? Another common entry that I'll use for this is off of a sweep attempt when a hand is posting on a mat. So for example, if I'm going up for my hip sweep and I'm bumping my partner and I wasn't able to keep his hand off the mat. Of course, my main goal here is going to be Kimura, but if he's posting at an angle or a distance where I feel like I can't easily grab the Kimura grip, I can take this arm under his armpit here and start to join on the pinch headlock or go immediately onto arm bars here. Okay. Last one that I'm going to go over right now is when we're hunting for our different Bravo attacks. Okay, so I have my partner's lapel out and I get it passed behind the head. From here, a really common reaction is for him to frame kind of with his wrist bone or forearm right near my armpit. Okay, and what this does a few things. It makes it hard for me to sit up, it makes it hard for me to fully break his posture, and it makes it hard for me to continue setting up my Bravo grip. Okay. Now, one thing to understand about the pinch headlock is it works really, really well in conjunction with the threat of the overhook closed guard that we've already gone over, okay? So basically, what I'm putting my partner in a situation where he has to defend me coming over his arm and under his arm. It's hard to do both, okay? So anytime I think I can shoot my arm through here, I can start to work on my pinch headlock. Now, when he's framing on me like this, very commonly what he's doing is he's using his elbow to frame against me. And when I try to go under, he frames out my arm. When I try to go over, he frames out my arm. Okay? So all I'm going to try to do is use my wrist bone to catch his elbow. Okay? From here, I'm going to open my guard, hip twist, and I'm able to drive in my underhook for the pinch headlock here. Okay? And again, this one really naturally goes with, if we're in that scenario, I get his elbow. As I start to go, if he pummels in the underhook on me, I can go straight into my overhook closed guard. So they go naturally together. Okay. All right. So now that we have the pinch headlock position, we're going to start to look at our three main options from once we've established the pinch headlock. Like we've talked about in previous videos, we want to have the jab attack, the attack that's always constantly a threat to my opponent. We have the attack when they overreact to the jab, and we have an attack when they do a good job of hunkering down, not giving too much one way or the other. Okay? I'm going to show the different entries, three different entries with three different attacks. Just remember, the entries and the finishes are mix and match. Okay, so however you get to pinch headlock, you're going to have the same three options. The entries don't have to match the finishes. Okay, so okay. First one, we're going to have that white belt scenario where somebody's just wrapping my head here. Okay, so from here, he's basically just giving me the pinch headlock in this case. Now, what we want to understand about one of the things that makes the pinch headlock so strong is how it allows me to really get the most use out of this underhook. Okay, I don't know if you've ever felt, you know an underhook is good for you when you're on bottom guard. You're told, when you're in bottom guard, get your underhook whenever you can. You do it in closed guard, and you feel like you can't use it for anything. As soon as you start to go to move, your partner's able to easily just start posturing up. Go ahead, all the way. Yeah, if you recognize this is in trouble, the underhook doesn't feel strong. okay? So that's the first thing that this pinch headlock does. Is this hand here is really just giving me an anchor for this underhook to allow me to use the power of the underhook. And this anchor is important until I have my good angle, okay? So when somebody wraps my head like this, I'm gonna make my pinch headlock, anchor my underhook in place. I just open my guard and I start making my hip twists out to the side, okay? Now, once I'm out to the side of my partner, now when I hug my partner's lat or armpit on this far side, if he tries to posture up now, it's not so easy, okay? So once I have this far hug on the lat muscle, I can start to let go of my pinch headlock and start to work towards my back attack. Okay, first attack here is going to be back attack. Now, from here, it can feel hard with this grip on your neck. It can feel difficult to get up to the back, okay? If you can just kind of sit up like this and start to shut past the head, that's great. You can do that, okay? But from here, when he's wrapping my head and I'm down on my side, it can feel hard to start elevating my hips. So what I'm going to do here is really focus on getting my bottom shoulder back. This placement of my bottom shoulder, this little movement we're going to look at here, it's actually kind of hidden in a lot of the techniques we've done, and sometimes it kind of hides in that motion of elongating my spine that we do for other back takes, okay? But from here, when he's hugging my head and I can't elongate my spine so much, it's going to be really important. I start to look down and get on my shoulder, okay? So my left shoulder in this case has to move back, and I tuck my left elbow behind me. From there, once my hips are on top, it's very hard for him to keep my head, okay? We're going to end up right here, and this goes right into our back take, arm drag series that we've covered before, okay? So one more time. Let's practice a little bit. So from here, number one, he just gives it to me. He's wrapping my head, boom, all right? I anchor my underhook in place, open my guard, and start to work my hip twist out to the side. Once I'm out to the side, I wrap that far lat muscle. I am gonna try to turn my nose to the mat. I pull my elbow underneath me as I hip twist again, pushing down on my partner's hips, and I get to my shoulder. From there, my arm comes out, and I'm straight into our back attacks here. Sweep, belly down arm bar, we take the back, okay? Okay, once more, so you can see from the back side here, I start to twist out, hug the back. Now watch my left shoulder and my left elbow. As I look down, I push down on my partner's hips, I elevate my hips, and I make this space for my shoulder and elbow to come out, and I'm into my back attack series. So now, off of the threat of the back take, we're going to catch our opponent reacting to put our backs flat to the mat again. Again, hopefully this looks familiar. It's the same concept we've gone over from other back takes to the flower sweep, okay? If you have somebody's arm under control and they're chasing you that direction to avoid the initial threat, they're always vulnerable towards the arm you control. Okay, so now we'll just again look at this different entry. Very common time I find myself getting the pinch headlock is right here when I'm working the Bravo grips. He's flaring his elbow to stop me from working overhooks. Okay, I go here, just right under his elbow. And as I open my guard and hip twist, I lift the elbow, and we're here directly in the pinch headlock. Okay. Now, from here, it's important that I understand I need to control his ability to post this arm. Okay. So with my underhook, that means if you post your arm out this way here to block this way, yeah, okay? So to stop that, when I go for the sweep, I need to be flaring my elbow up. So with my grip on the pinch headlock, I flare my elbow up. All right, so from here, when I have my threat here of taking the back, okay, and my partner stacks into me to stop the back take, I flare my elbow and work my flower sweep. So here, working the Bravo grip, get it passed off behind the head, and he starts framing on my armpit. Trying to go over, I get under the elbow. Hip twist, and work into my pinch headlock. As I work to go towards the back, my partner stacks into me. I flare my elbow, flower sweep motion with the legs, straight to mount. Working my Bravo, just blocking with his elbow, I get under his elbow, scoop, wrap the pinch headlock, okay? Remember, even with my grips closed, I can start to get up on my shoulder. As he stacks into me, I flare my elbow and I use my flower sweep motion. Right foot stomping on the mat, left foot across his belly, or left hamstring rather, across the belly for the finish. All right, so now we're gonna look at an opponent who is making it difficult for me to get all the way out from under them to take their back, but they're also doing a good job of not exposing themselves to the flower sweep. So that's gonna look like this, okay? So, one thing to remember is what this pinch headlock does for you is it just makes this underhook, it makes it a good target from your close guard, all right? A lot of us, when we're playing close guard, we don't even think of this as something to shoot for, something that's going to initiate my attacks, shooting my arm under the armpit, okay? So the first thing is to remember is just, if I have a chance to just break my partner's posture down and just snatch the pinch headlock, I can do that, okay? Now, but like we were saying at the beginning, a lot of the times you're going to have an opportunity to get this is when they post their hand on the mat, okay? So just one other example here, I can do like a flower sweep with the wrong grips, all right? So I'm not grabbing the sleeve, I'm grabbing the lapel. And what I can do here is force my partner's hand to the mat with a flower sweep motion, like this, okay? Now I'm going to go under and get my pinch headlock. You see how I'm already angling my body off to this side, and I'm going to hip twist immediately, okay? From here, all right? If I have this open space between our heads, as I start to elongate, I like to chop my wrist going into the neck, and I come elbow pointing up to the ceiling here. I pinch my partner's wrist between my ear and my shoulder. As I elongate my spine a little bit, I cover my elbow, and I can get my inverted armbar right here. Another example, the same idea is off of that hip sweep attack, okay? Come up to my hip sweep. Normally I would look for the Kimura. If I feel I don't have the angle for whatever reason, I can shoot my arm under and start to twist off to the side, okay? I pinch my ear to my shoulder, elongate my spine, and cover my elbow for the attack, okay? So you notice in that one, I can skip straight past the pinch headlock position straight into the armbar. So you could do either way, okay? Come up, boom. I can come under and get my position here, start to work out, and cover my partner's elbow. Same deal, as I elongate out, I want my bottom shoulder coming back nice and far, cover my elbow. Okay? Or I can go directly onto that attack as well. So I can go hip sweep, under, here, straight to the arm without going to the pinch headlock. Alright, so that's three basic options. The first options you're going to have from your pinch headlock. And again, we've got now overhook, arm drag, top locks, Bravo attacks, and the pinch headlock. Okay, these are the 5 things we're going to be looking for when we go make our attacks from close guard and try to turn the close guard into a dominant position rather than a neutral position. All right, hope you guys have fun with it.